Gentlemen, what are you doing in 3 weeks' time? For me, I have absolutely no clue, but if I scroll my calendar and keep on going a little bit further, it's Vancouver Whitecaps and LAFC, a marquee fixture, and what could be a memorable tie between two great sides in Major League Soccer. The talent in both teams is plain to see. The Whitecaps coming off an historic season in terms of the modern day club, the best ever in the modern history of the Vancouver Whitecaps, taking on perennial contenders in LAFC where they expect to win. And now you have headliners within this team. Heung-min has come in to Major League Soccer and taken the league by storm. And Thomas Müller of the Vancouver Whitecaps, I mean, what more can be said that hasn't been said already about the influence that he's had already on the Vancouver Whitecaps? So when we look at these two players, these two clubs, I mean, this could be a watershed moment, especially for the Vancouver Whitecaps, Oliver Platt, in what these games could mean for the club.
Yeah, it just feels like as big an occasion as it gets, really, in Major League Soccer. I think aside from the potential for one of these clubs to go to the MLS Cup final and meet Inter Miami and Lionel Messi, I think this will be the biggest game of the playoffs. And it feels like the biggest one in some time, to be honest with you. Partially also because of the format coming out of that 3-game series. You've now got one game winner takes all. In front of a massive crowd at BC Place, over 40,000 tickets already sold. About 3 weeks out from the game still, so it's going to be a big crowds. And the storylines write themselves here, right? As you mentioned, Müller and Son obviously being the headliners, but so many good players on both teams as well. You've got Denny Bouanga, a best 11 member in both of his full seasons in Major League Soccer, 20 goals every year. Tristan Blackman, defender of the year. We'll hope he's fully healthy. Brian White, Ali Ahmed, Sebastian Berhalter, all the quality on the Whitecaps sides. And then you have, the kind of bigger picture here for the Vancouver Whitecaps, which is this could be the last game of their season. We can't eliminate that possibility when you go up against a team like LAFC. And we know the kind of conversation that's still going on around this club. And you have Don Garber flying into Vancouver for a visit to speak to city officials and provincial officials and so on about that stadium deal, and saying outright that the club isn't sustainable in their current situation at BC Place, where they get limited revenue from certain aspects of playing there. So this feels like a moment that the Vancouver Whitecaps, win or lose, have to seize, have to make the most of off the back of what's been a special season. Not just obviously to advance in these MLS Cup playoffs and make the most of this year's team, but set the club up for the best possible long-term future as well.
And they have, in large parts of the season, like there hasn't been much that has gone wrong for Vancouver Whitecaps outside of injury. Like, look at how great the two things that stick out to me is like pick correctly, and Jesper Sørensen, but also like stay the course. Like, look at the players that they've believed in from day one, like the Berhalters in the season that he's having, and now you get to play at home against arguably one of the best teams in Major League Soccer for the past couple of years, and the one that's kind of slayed you year in and year out and kind of spoiled the party. Like, now you get to basically have that redemption moment, redeem yourself to go out and play, but you have that togetherness and that wholesomeness as a group to go on and do it. So, yeah, as Ollie said, it's in their hands, but I think they've done enough that makes people in Vancouver believe that they can do this and get over this hump. But it does feel like a crossroads. It does feel like a moment where if they can actually get over this hump and get to the promised land, is a monkey off their back that they need to do. They need to get over it, and this is their biggest chance to do it.
All the pressure's on the Whitecaps here, guys. Like, if they lose, it's just people are gonna be like, it's over. Like, it's been such a magical ride. That's why, again, I'll harp on this. This playoff format is ridiculous. Like, why you just don't have a home and away to have that experience? Like, this is a heavyweight tilt. You want it to be more than just the one-off, the one game, especially when you have 3 weeks between the games to build up to this game. I think that no matter what happens, you're going to come out of this wanting more. Like, this is the biggest and best fixture in Major League Soccer. Like, these are the two clubs with the most cachet right now, outside of Inter Miami for obvious reasons, and the Lionel Messi show that continues to go on. But players like Son and Müller, you want to see these players play more not less. That's why this whole best of three notion and now this entire layoff leaves a sour taste, because Vancouver's on board. Like, there is momentum here. And now you're playing a team that knocked you out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup in 2023, the MLS Cup playoffs in 2023. Because of that best of three series last year, LAFC moved on and the Whitecaps didn't. So, I mean, history isn't necessarily on their side here, but the stakes are incredibly high, which makes it even more of a predicament for Jesper Sorensen on what to do going into this game. He's going to be training and working some players back up to full fitness, but Brian White, Tristan Blackman, like, these players like haven't been playing football. Are you throwing them all into a one-off game when the stakes are so incredibly high based upon the fact that they've been training well? Like, that's why I hate to put so much pressure and so much emphasis on one game, but it's true. But based upon circumstance, it's really unfortunate it's actually going to play out this way. Do you guys feel that as well? Like, it's just this one game and the context and the build up to it. It's just not right. It's just not the way that this season should end, potentially.
I mean, it's never felt ideal in the MLS playoffs, right? When you have the international break interrupting it. I know the format has undoubtedly got more confusing and in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, worse. Yeah. In some ways, though, the flip side of that is that not having two legs and just having it be one game in Vancouver makes it even bigger for the Whitecaps. There's no chance here of them going to LA for a first leg, getting beaten 3-0 and coming home and the tie's already dead, right? This feels like a final. For sure. So it's going to present a lot of questions to Jesper Sorensen.
Like a 3-week absence between,
That's why we probably can't.
A lot of players who haven't played. Does he bring him in? It's a tough call, but I don't know. I still think you want Tristan Blackman, Brian White, Ryan Gold with a few more weeks under his belt. I still think you want those guys available rather than not.
Yeah, I think so too. But I agree. I also think it's comical for us to talk about this with 3 weeks in advance, not knowing the stage of, like, it's a question, we got to address it. But it's like, how great are these players that obviously Jesper Sorensen has relied on? Like, how much percentage are they at, right? 3 weeks now is like, that's a long time when you're trying to recover for one game or potentially to end the season. Like, sometimes you can be at 80% and that might be enough to get you over the line and use a player like that. But yeah, your best player's got to play. So, but this is a decision that Jesper Sorensen has rarely gotten anything wrong in terms of tactics and his substitutions. Yeah. So I think he'll make the right decision.
It's just a huge game. Just for context, Vancouver Whitecaps had the best expected goal differential in Major League Soccer on the season. LAFC were right behind them. Like, they were within touching distance of goals scored, goals conceded, far better than anyone else in Major League Soccer. You wish this was a Western Conference final and not meeting up where they are now. That's a little bit of a disappointment, but the stars will come out to shine, and we'll see which stars shine the brightest. I should also mention quickly, best 11 of the year, Tristan Blackman, Sebastian Berhalter, and Denny Bowenga for LAFC. So substance, style, notoriety, name recognition, this fixture is really going to have it all.